Welcome to live softball action coming to you from West Beach on beautiful Ghana land. Tonight is the qualifying final of the CMAX Premier League, with the winner advancing to the grand final for the Linda Martin Shield. The loser will play a very fired up Glenelg Rebels after their epic win over the Sturt Falcons in extra innings. We've got a special guest here to talk you through that. I'm your host today. My name's Anthony Weatherstone, and we have two of the best female softball commentators in Australia. The first has already won 4 premierships here in Adelaide with the Walkerville Cats, along with a couple of Cath Corals. Kylie Weatherstone, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And straight off the diamond from the elimination final, it's the popular superstar, the miracle worker who has come back from injury from the Glenelg Rebels, Gemma Cochran.
What an intro. Thank you.
Well, I don't know how much more, like coming off of a game like that. I mean, obviously we've got some news that we need to break as well, that the wrist injury was false, that it wasn't actually a real thing. It was the engagement ring that had been weighing down that hand, apparently. Ben,
other hand.
other hand, all right.
Yep,
well then,
so we're all good.
Myth busted. So yes, you've got some news there. Ben has done the right thing.
He has.
So there you go, Cochran off the market. So
congratulations.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well, I don't know how we follow that game, but guess what? We've got 1v2, and these two teams don't particularly get along super well. Their win-loss ratio through the season is 3-1, Port's way, and all of the games have been tight. And here we are, we're finding them 7 days out from a grand final.
Big game. Anything could happen tonight. As we saw last game, anything can happen.
Lineup, as you can see on the field there, and it's a star-studded lineup all the way with the international battery of Engler to Golden, last year's Cath Coral winner. Smith, Edwards, Marcelino and Callahan fill out the infield. Maslin, Letton and Neves and make up the outfield. They've got some handy players on the bench with some speed. They're top for a reason. Tell us about Port. How are they going to win this?
I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I think, honestly, who knows? Both such tough competitors and teams that dig in and get it done. Last time we saw them play each other a couple weeks ago was a really tight battle as well, and so much happened. So I'm hoping for the same again tonight, because that is what finals is about. So I have no prediction. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm excited for it.
Minor premiers with 18 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws. Their longest win streak was 8 games. Their smallest losing streak was 2. But they face a West Torrens, Kylie, that 16 wins, 5 losses, 3 draws. A win streak of 10, which came after probably an unsettling start. But they have been absolutely smashing the ball since Christmas.
Absolutely, and that's when you really want to start revving up for the finals. So they're definitely on the right path to getting there. They need to first get through this game, and this one, I'm really looking forward to watching this one. This is going to be a really epic game. Just seems to be they just look like they're about to walk off. They're not happy with...
Yeah, it looks like they were drying off the pitcher's mat.
Yes.
So maybe got a bit of water with the sprinklers.
They just want it to dry out a bit, or it's definitely not the sun, so it can't be that. So I think they're just going to give it a couple of minutes.
What is that? That looks like
Where are
a
we
muddy
looking?
patch.
Yeah,
Where is
where are
that?
we
Where is that, though?
Yep, zoom out.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Oh, it's on the mat.
Oh, it's on the mat itself has been... Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That
okay.
looks like dirt.
Yeah, right.
Well, it would have been
Nice and
accumulated from
close.
the last match,
Yeah.
and then with the water now going on, it's made it all mud.
Yeah, that's the landing site, but
Yeah.
you're saying that the sun is the reason. Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. It gives us a moment to pause as McKenna Smith's out there from first base from the Magpies doing some cleaning. So Port Adelaide 119 for, 49 against. West Torrens 55 against. So there's not much change there, but West Torrens 141 for. So they've had some big wins. Obviously, their recent one against Walkerville on Wednesday night, the 16-2, adds an extra 10-12 there. But when Trzynski and Hoyle are coming in at 6 and 7, the very, very impressive Tara Lord, whose numbers are off the chain for a young player, is DPing in a lineup deep. It's going to be a tough job for Engler and Golden.
Yeah, this lineup does not let up. 1 to 9.
On either side, to be honest. Either side. And that's what makes this match so interesting, is that both sides have got a quality batting lineup. So both pitchers are going to have their work cut out for them. It's going to come down to some really good fielding. If there's going to be an error, that's going to cost. So they need to make sure that all the field have, field the ball very cleanly to put the pressure back on the batters. But as you said, both teams got very good batters. They've played this game before. Both of them have been in this situation, and this is going to be one very good match to watch.
Yeah, last two grand finals have been this. This is the if we were in a different sport, this would be the trilogy. And game. This is number 3. So I mean, obviously last season Port played Walkerville in the elimination, went through 2-0. Remembering that Yo Grau was in the middle for Port at the time. West Torrens played this game against Sturt last year and won 3-2. They went straight through. Sturt had to then go back and play Port on the Wednesday. Sturt had some injuries. They got smashed 10-3 and they couldn't sort of hold back the tide. And then it was 0-0 for a long time in the grand final before Lana Kaysler put a ball 245 feet over the Dental for School sign and said, game over. So these two, as you say, Kylie, have been here before. They've done this before.
Yeah.
The year before, Port broke their 50-plus year, never have won a premiership. So, yeah, look, this is literally the trilogy. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens here.
Umpires have just been walking out over near the shortstop area just to have a look to see if that sun's still interfering. They seem to be quite happy with it, so it looks like we might be able to get underway shortly.
And Gemma, obviously you've played both of these sides, and now you lie in wait for 5 days, and you're going to face one of these two sides with an opportunity to go through to play for the inaugural Linda Martin Shield next Saturday for the CMAX Premier League. What's from West Torrens and from Port? When you play them and you approach them? Is there a different approach to playing Port than there is to West Torrens, or?
I don't think so. I think that they're both such strong competitors. They're, like we said before, their lineups go so deep. They do not let up. Same in the field. Their field, the entire field is so strong. It's really getting those 1%ers and doing absolutely everything you possibly can to generate something. I think, they're quite similar teams.
Just taking their opportunities.
Absolutely,
there's a fumble, there's a bad throw, it's going that extra base, and it just putting the pressure back on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kylie, tell us about somebody in Port's lineup. West Torrens' lineup that you think's obviously going to be key. And I mean, obviously Steph Trzynski is going to be a massive play, but beyond the pitching, who there? I mean, we talk about their batting depth, and they've always prided themselves on defence. But who do you see in that lineup is going to make a difference tonight?
I'm just looking at her actually at the moment. I think Amber Hood. She's got a massive role behind the plate, as she always does, but also in that batting box. She's just one of those batters that when you're standing at the pitching plate, you're thinking, what's going to happen here now? She's got pace. She can put the ball down. She can bunt. She can do it all, and she's someone that I love watching. She just leaves it off. And then you're going up to the next batter, then the next batter, the next batter. Yeah. So I'll definitely be watching her tonight.
Batting 333 for the season, a slow start by her standards, but came good on base, nearly 400, scored herself nearly 20 odd runs. So, she's a massive part of their offense. Plays that number 2 role behind Jordan Harris, who leads off and is a great tone setter. So, Gemma, in Port Adelaide's lineup, who's that next player beyond probably Liz, who's been a great pitcher this season, great record, leads the league in strikeouts. Who in that lineup do you think is going to make a difference?
I think there's a couple of contenders there. Probably Golden. Again, like we said, the catching plays a huge role with pitching as well. And then you've got Marcelino, and then you've got Maslin. I don't know how you choose.
Keeps going, yeah.
Contribute in the field and with the bats. Maslin's hitting power is just insane. But then Jess, on the other hand, similar to Amber, can play a lot of different games. She's quick. She's a smart runner. She can hit. She can bunt. That's such a hard question.
Yeah. Well, Golden's just thrown the ball over to 2, and literally there was smoke coming off the end of it as it hit Marcelino's glove, and it hit like it sounded like a baseball pitcher thrown to a catcher, and that was out at second base. So anyway, we've talked about lots of different things. Here we are. It's the qualifying final. 1 plays 2. The minor Premier Port Adelaide playing last year's Premier West Torrens. Jordan Harris to lead us off. Oh, comes off the bat hard, and actually probably looks like it was high off the handle. I didn't even get time to sort of process what just happened there. And we just see here on the CMAX replay, high on the handle, I think, and I think Callahan was expecting it to come off faster than it did, and the balls just sort of floated just above her. So, but West Torrens, base runner.
That was quick.
Yeah, straight into it. So she is the tone setter for that team, though. Amber Hood faces Liz Engler, leading the league in strikeouts, having a great season in the middle. It's been a big difference for Port Adelaide, and one of the reasons they're the minor Premier. And Amber Hood, as Kylie spoke about, in the 2 spot. Oh. So Harris makes 2, and again, I'm trying to catch up on everything that's going on. I thought it hit her.
I thought it was very close. I think she's just gotten out of the way of that one.
On the CMAX replay, Hood's got over and Harris has advanced 2. So Amber Hood's still going to have a count in her favour here. 2 balls, which is a great count for an Amber Hood with a runner at 2. Remembering the last time these guys played in the final, it was nearly 6 innings before anything happened on the scoreboard. Engler goes to the outside edge.
Good spot. Yeah, very good pitch there. Giving her nothing. Just hit that corner.
Runner at 2, none out. We're in the top of the first. Amber Hood at the plate. Takes another pitch across the letters. And now well ahead in a hitter's count here. Engler's got to either come back, force her to swing. She cannot afford to give up Hood with Kaysler on deck. Hood goes inside out to the right side. Neves with a diving effort. Harris is already turning. The ball's come in, and Coach McGee holds her up at third. But Amber Hood's long ball to right field has advanced Harris, and the Eagles have runners in the corners.
Neves has just missed that one. I think you see on the replay, that was such a great effort, and awesome by Gemma Letton to be right there for that backup. If she was not there, we would have seen Jordan score for sure.
Went with the pitch, didn't she? And you know, behind the runner, which is what you really want. Gets that runner. Jordan's now standing on third base. It's a 1-3 split. Here we go.
Kaysler shows bunt. Port have a shallow second as second base comes in.
We saw West Torrens on Wednesday night do a few of the delayed steals. I wonder if we're going to see that again, or just let Lana hit away because she can do that.
Behind the plate. It's probably you want to second guess that for the moment.
And the throw coming in from Marcelino.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Edwards has gone. Sorry, Engler's gone up. She's gone up in the zone, which is traditionally what you're going to do against somebody that's in a bunting situation, because it's harder to keep the ball down. So
exactly right.
You can see that's what's happened here. But the Eagles have got effectively their 2 fastest base runners on the plate. A power hitter in Kaysler, who last, I think on Wednesday night, only went 4 for 4.
Oh my gosh, how good was she on Wednesday night?
So she likes that Bob Burns sign. And Engler doing a good job here as Golden mixing it up. She's gone up, now she's gone down, and good break on the ball from Engler, changing the pace. Edwards still on the line. Marcelino, as she's prone to do, defending the middle a little. It's a massive hole in that 6-5 spot.
Lana seems to find a new gear in finals, so I love watching her play finals.
Well, it must be difficult going to the plate, remembering that the last time you swung a bat against Port Adelaide in a final, you hit the ball 250 feet, and won a game. But she's got the ability to do the same damage here. 2-2 count. Eagles still none out. Runners in the corners. Goes deep to left. Maslin's going back. It's going to bounce off the fence. Maslin's recovered it. Hood's already turning to 3. and she's going to make it easily as the ball comes in on the relay. And Kaysler stands up at 2, and the power that the girls were just talking about, evidence there.
She got all of it, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
All of it. There's nothing you can do with that one. She's just towered it over Jess Maslin's head there. And Jess is just, yep, I'm running.
Just
I'm
the turn
heading to
and
the
run.
fence.
Yep. No eye on the ball, the turn and run.
No, and the
You
speed.
know it's going long.
Yeah. Amber Hood was at second. She's first, sorry. She's all the way around home.
Eagles grab a 2-run lead in the first 3 batters against the minor premier, Danny Backside, the clean-up hitter, also having a great season in the 4 spot. Still has none out, and she's taken a ball on the thigh.
Yeah.
And so the Eagles now find themselves runners at 1 and 2, and still none out. And the very impressive Emmy Burridge, who's, again, like many of these players here, having a great season. She's batting .350 herself.
But it has created a force situation now, so it does give the infield a bit more options to get an out.
Takes a pitch just low and outside.
Look good for me.
Burridge showing
It's a good
bunt,
pitch.
so which is we've spoken about many times in the broadcast. None out, runners at 1 and 2.
Yes.
But especially when I think it's more relevant and justified when we talk about when Linda taught us to do this, Coles, back in the day. When you've got Hoyle and Trzynski to follow, and you've got runners at 2 and 3 with 1 out, and the pressure's on the catcher to not make a mistake at third, there's a reason to do it. But at that same stage, you know, Burridge herself, she's batting .350, so she's having a great year. So
Absolutely, but I would rather have the runners at 3 and 2
sure.
with an out in this situation, especially at this time of the game as well.
McKenna Smith is still playing. McKenna Smith is still playing up shallow. Charlize Callahan still playing back deep, even after the short stuff as we go late in the count now. It's full. It's none out. Eagles runners at 1 and 2, top of the first. And Burridge goes inside out and smashes the ball to right field in front of the shed. Neves goes to have to complete it. Case is going to score. Backside's going to score. Backside's held up at third.
I was just about to say before that pitch that Emma is a serial right side hitter, and that's exactly what they would have wanted in that situation. And she's done just that. You see on the CMAX replay, beautiful hit. Jess had no chance of getting to that. Placed it perfectly.
Magpies find themselves under all types of pressure. We just see there on the CMAX replay, that's great batting by Burridge, especially on a full count. And the Eagles now runners at 2 and 3, and it doesn't get any easier because it's Sophie Hoyle. And Sophie, first pitch, hands well out in front. But the frightening thing here for the Magpies, still no outs.
What a start.
Not the start Port would want, that's for sure. But it's a 7 innings game. So yes, there's some runs. You know, West Torrens got 3.
I think the lady sitting to our left is going to tell us
that
it's a long game.
Absolutely.
So,
especially if you go to 9.
And it was only about a week or so ago that this Port played West Torrens, and Port were the one hitting Steph quite easily. So, you know,
defeated 2nd of March on a Saturday. They defeated West Torrens 5-3.
Yes.
So, good off-speed pitch there by Engler.
Yep, made her reach for it on the outside of the plate.
So, behind in the count now is Sophie Hall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have runners at 2 and 3. Top of the first, none out. Eagles 3, Magpies 0. Another great pitch as Engler just continues to test that outside edge. And you would yourself know, Kylie, sometimes they might not get called straight away. But if you
they're so close.
If you keep hanging them there, eventually something changes.
Yeah, it'll crack. That one was a bit low. I'll give it that one.
That being said, I have never seen a better hitter of an outside pitch than the girl standing at third base in the coaching box. Mel McGee.
Yeah, she batted all right.
Angler goes up and now loads the bases. And if Coach McGee had an opportunity. Hey, listen, I want an aggressive contact hitter to come to the plate when it's none out. Who can I grab? Oh, why don't I grab 1-7, Steph Trzynski, and see how we go?
Steph will always swing hard. That's one thing you can absolutely rely on her for.
Well, here's a stat that the boss, James Harris, loves talking about, and this will blow your mind. The girl on deck, Tara Lord, who's a junior, who's just only played she's played 11 games. Her on-base average is 480.
Wow.
When she has runners in scoring position, it jumps up to 615.
It's amazing.
Lucky enough to coach her at the under-18s in Perth this year for state, and quality player. Just can catch. She plays second base. You can put her in the outfield, and boy, can she bat. She's just been announced in the under-16 Australian team as well, squad, which is a huge accomplishment.
Trzynski goes down the third base line. Callahan leads over. Ball goes wide. Baskai scores. Burridge scores. And Kaysler has to sort of... Oh, sorry, not Kaysler. Hoyles had to get dirty at second. Trzynski at first. Wow, let's unpack that. Just got jammed on the inside, but she still made it work. Maslin comes up throwing hard, and didn't see what happened on the other side there, but Eagles all hitting down the line here at the moment.
Aggressive base running too. Emma scoring from second on that one. Didn't really go that far out. Jess Maslin was right there on the backup.
Timeout's been called by the
there she
court
goes.
coach. Oh, there she dropped in.
So Hoyle was going to third and decided, Coach McGee said, I'll have none of that. And back you go. We still haven't got an out, and we're 5-0 up in a qualifying final.
Wow.
Just relax.
It's not what you'd think would happen, would you?
Well, when you look at Liz Engler's statistics for the season and how good she has been over the journey, she has thrown 110 innings. She's thrown more than any other person in the league. And she's got an ERA of 1.51, and we're still in the first, and they haven't got an out yet. So don't forget, people, Magpies still get to bat.
So Tara Lord, we were talking about before, she's up to bat now. Not an easy lineup to break into, this West Torrens lineup. So she's done an amazing job. Looks like Jess Golden maybe not super happy about that call.
Tara Lord's one of the three rookies that will be in contention for the Bell White medal tomorrow night. The Rookie of the Year in the Premier League.
Well-deserved nomination. Squared there, went a bit low.
I think Jess was just having a chat with the umpire about Tara's positioning in the box, whether she was crouching over the... I don't know, she looks all right there.
Oh, that's why we wear the face guard.
Yes.
Safety is cool, everyone. Wear your mouth guards, wear your face guards. Yeah, straight in the face.
And she was still in the box as well,
Yeah.
so...
Sorry, I've just been running around the light towers, just putting the candles on. So as I've been getting some feedback about another job that I need to do, as Tara Lord becomes the first out of the innings, as Liz Engler picks up strikeout for the season, 120. Brings to the centre fielder, Alicia Marshank. She gets jammed, first pitch straight up.
In a lot of first pitch swinging in this Eagles team come out and they're aggressive from the start. Obviously it's paid off for them, so it's good to see.
Well, there was a delay at the start of the game, but we're about 15 minutes in and Port haven't batted yet, which I would have believed would be the case, but...
Might be here for a while tonight.
Well, it's a big crowd. It's season ticket holders only. There's no car parks left, so you're going to have to walk in from a way away. But Marshank goes outside to the right side. Smith, Nevers and Edwards all appear. but it's gone foul as she falls behind in the count. 0 balls, 2 strikes. I think I was assuming that the light from the scoreboard would have been provided enough light for the field, but apparently not. Marshank drives this one into the ground. Edwards has had the ball go through her because she's had basically the runner run right in front of her, and Hoyle goes on to score. Trzynski makes third, and I think Coach Lucas, who's having something to eat, as they're casually wandering out to
just ask the question.
So whilst we've got this here on the CMAX replay, you can just see that Sophie Hall's put the afterburners on and gone to third. But so the question will be, of course, is obstruction. Did she break the line? Did she stop the fielder from fielding the ball? Which there's an argument for. But just while we've got them here, here's a CMAX replay. So, has she... Oh, no, I don't think so. I think that's like... It's close.
Those ones can be so tough to field. Obviously, come off the end of Marshank's bat there, and it's just that slow, and she probably didn't run into it as much as she would have if there was not a runner there, and it just... Yeah, in front of her, it didn't obviously interfere clearly, but
didn't help her either, though.
Yeah, no, it does make it really tough.
One of the best umpires in the world, with level 8, Damien McCauley, pretty safe that he's got a good idea what he's doing there. So straight away, Jordan Harris doesn't give the Magpies any time to settle whatsoever, as she just picks up a single RBI out to the right side, and this is.
I can't believe what I'm watching. Yeah. I really can't. Like we're not even in the first end of the first innings yet.
Jordan Harris,
they're just
yet
attacking
to
her.
let a ball go past her too. That's 2 first pitch hits.
Amber Hood went to the right side as well, and her first at bat takes the pitch more centre to the plate. So for those watching at home, and I know that there are millions around the world, that is correct. It is 7-zip in the top of the first. And the other number there, it's 1 out. It's also even crazier as the Eagles are now 11 hitters in.
Not many times, even in a regular season game, you going all the way through the lineup and then back in with 1 out. It's not probably what I said. I wasn't making predictions for this game, but it's not what I had predicted.
It's funny we say all these things, but there's a reason the Magpies are minor premiers, and you look at their lineup on paper. If there's any side that can bat themselves out of a hole, that being said, you are going to be up against Steph Trzynski for the next 2 hours. So
I think what's happened is that the strike zone is being quite tight, which means Liz now has to throw the ball more over the plate, which then means West Torrens, who are very good batters, are able to hit the ball a lot cleaner than they would if she was able to throw the good edges and get them called. But that's obviously a good strike, and that's a good pitch on there. So that's what's happened basically, is that Liz has had to throw the ball more over the plate. And therefore West Torrens have, yes, I'll have that, thank you very much, and managed to hit the ball. So Liz has just now got to try and keep persevering. There's now 2 out. Get this 3rd out and get out of this innings and restart.
Well, normally she's got a great smile, Liz Engler. She's normally pretty relaxed. At the moment, she seems really tuned in. Doesn't seem flustered, though, whatsoever. She just knows that, hey, listen, we haven't even batted yet, so let's just put it all in context. But chasing that 3rd out, Kaiser smashes the ball, but it's Edwards with a great reflex catch, and that'll give the Magpies some confidence.
Like we said, obviously out to a incredible start. Oh, CMAX replay here. Perfect.
Yeah, Montana, that's a great piece of fielding by Montana Edwards.
And a great piece of the ball too by Kasler.
Kaiser's had 2 at-bats, and they've both been awesome.
I don't think she could hit the ball any better than she did then. She got all of it. Just unlucky with a straight to Montana there.
Yeah, it's a super long game. We don't need to worry about the time, unlike our regular season games.
Yeah.
So Yes, 7 runs in the first inning, but we've got another 7 to go.
Yeah.
So
I think the airport might have an issue with us playing past 12, but if we're here for 4 hours, then I think we've got other problems. So we'll figure that out. But no, well said, Gemma. That's an amazing first innings by the Eagles. They've come down here today. After Wednesday night, those that saw, as we just see the lineup come up. Gemma, you want to run us through that lineup?
yes, so we got Steph pitching to Amber. Sorry, we do last names usually. Let me switch back. We've got Burridge at first base, Harris at second, Kaysler at short, Hoyle at third, and then we've got Jackie Beale, Alicia Marshing, and Danny Baskai.
So Jackie Beale comes into the field for Tara Lord, who's the flex as she acts as the DP. Jess Golden will lead it off for the Magpies, but yeah, it's yeah, I mean, well, none of us, I think, envisaged a start like this, but, you know, you still look at that lineup and you look at those numbers. You know,
49.
Marcelino is leading the league, and then she's followed by Maslin. So in the same way we've just been talking about, you go from Harris to Hood, and then you go from Hoyle to Trzynski. I mean, you've just faced White to Cameron. You know, there are some great pairings that sort of come up, and but I'm really looking forward to the reigning Kath Coral medalists' first at bat here, because Jess Golden has just walked to the plate with an intent that I probably haven't seen for a couple of weeks, and I'm very interested to see how she addresses this. Eagles pride themselves on their defence. They've got a great pitcher in the middle who's won a couple of Kath Corals herself. Game on here in the bottom of the first is Trzynski v Golden.
Golden looks laser focused out there. I was interested to see whether she was going to be aggressive or if they're going to try to hang around in the batter's box for a little bit here. You can't see too many with Steph. As you get behind, it's hard to come back from. But she leaves the first one.
Kaysler deep at short. Trzynski throws a genuine rocket. Where's that speed going, Kylie? I keep asking for it. You never bring it.
Steph is just having a little bit of trouble with the mat at the moment, just trying to find her feet there on it, give a bit more confidence to throw the ball.
That's your definement of trouble, is it? 105k fastball, just missing the outside edge. Golden.
Wow.
Does
She's
what
so
she does.
I love it.
Here we are,
Love
thinking the theatre's going to be some sort of big swing, try and put the ball over the Dental for School sign, and she's come up with one of her traditional running bunts and beat the field out.
When you've got the pace that she has and the control of the bat like she does, that's just wonderful.
And as well, being a corner in that scenario, you don't know where to stand.
No.
She can lace it at you or she can drop it.
Well, now the next game on your bingo card becomes what pitch does Jess Golden steal?
Yeah.
She doesn't like being stuck in the same spot, and
She's paving her path out there.
She's got the skills and she's got the athletic physique to do it. So Port here accepting the challenge laid down by the Eagles, and game on. Well, there you go, boys and girls.
Oh no, stay there.
It's,
I wanted her to go.
It was pitch 2 on your bingo cards. So Golden at 2. Neves finds herself, and you can just see the big, long, athletic strides. And
great positioning by Marshing to be right there. It's like you said, Kylie, if she wasn't, she would have been off.
Yep.
Yeah. Jess Neves, a good short ball player.
And looked like a hit and run there because
She was gone.
Golden was already on third base when that came in. Bit of a flash behind us, so bit of a back to the 80s and the 90s, bit of flash photography.
Yes, Jess Neves, great short ball player, but can also hit. So
One of Lee's favourites. Ball in the dirt, Hood comes up. And see, this is the thing, that Golden changes the way that you have to play the game, because she's already making you think, like, if the ball's loose, or, you know, Amber's got to be making sure that she kills that ball low.
Neves got quite a small strike zone, I'm sure. She's an ex-teammate of mine, great friend of mine, so I'm sure she won't mind me saying, but doesn't have much of a strike zone. She's a little girl, and that one has just slipped underneath.
All right, there you go, Jess. Gemma Cochran.
Sorry, Jess.
She's going to put that ball over. Hoyle, what a glove. Golden will hold her line.
Wow.
And Damien McCauley steps over and says, Sophie Hoyle, you deserve that. And that's out here on the CMAX replay.
What an amazing play. She timed it well. She grabbed it. She's looking at the runner.
Good feet.
And perfect throw.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Got her body around to be able to make the throw.
Couldn't have done it better than that.
No. Great pickup. Look at that.
Yeah, holds Golden and then throws the rocket over to Burridge. She makes that field smaller. And the best batting average in the league steps up to the plate. Brianna Marcelino, who's been impressive in the field and with the bat all season, finds herself 7-zip down in a qualifying final away from home. Golden's at 2. Port got 1 out. Golden's gone again.
Another hit and run there, maybe.
Yeah, Marcelino's fouled this one off. Coach Lucas not going to just sit here and just wait for it to happen.
Have definitely come out aggressive, as you would have expected.
Yeah.
They are not going to lay down. They are going to fight for this.
Marcelino takes the ball just below the knees.
That would have been quite close.
Well, at least we've had some consistency there, you know. We know where the strike zone is now. So Steph has to now just bring it up a little bit. Oh, good spot.
Ball up in the air. Harris calls out Burridge. Golden still stuck at second. Good fielding by the second base. And Bill there for backup as well. So Eagles defence holding true. Golden comes off as the runner, and Zoe Thompson replaces her as the speed up.
Zoe Thompson, a pretty handy
runner. I was about to say, makes
on.
perfect sense since they're about as fast as each other. Doesn't get any easier though, as Jess Maslin and her 400 plus batting average wanders up to the plate. Left field goes back a few yards. And she goes centre right. Marshank dives out. It's hit the infinity signs. Great backup by Bill. Thompson's already scored, and Maslin's running to second, standing up, saying, "We're not done just yet."
Just poked at it though, really, didn't she?
She's just got so much power.
Just poked at it.
Well, how many times have you had your coaches tell you, if somebody's throwing 100 k's an hour, just meet it?
Yep, absolutely.
And that's a great piece of batting by Jess Maslin, a genuine superstar of the league. So she finds herself at 2. It's 2 out for the Magpies. Charlize Callahan, the third base, comes to the plate. Another one of these Magpies who has improved throughout the season and made her Stars debut in Hawker in January.
Charlize has come in clutch in other finals as well, so we'll see what she does here.
Chases this one out the front. Hoyle gets over to the fence and just misses. Well, when we talk about Kaiser being the hero of last year's grand final, you go back 12 months before that, it was Callahan that broke the deadlock and was the one that hit that ball up the middle between the SQ Spacequake and CMAX Clinical Research, which of course is a great segue, Anthony, to say that if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log on to cmax.com.au. Change up, Hood stays low there.
Sort of. She's slow, but she stood up.
The glove stayed low, and yeah, right, okay. It's all happening.
That was funny to watch. Not much getting past Amber though.
No.
Whatever works, honestly, whatever works.
Ball fouled off over the grandstand. Well, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, considering the heat that we've had recently, the amount of games that have been on there with the Nationals just recently last week and stuff, I mean, the field itself has been pretty bouncy. And so, yeah, that's pretty true reception of what we're going to get. Trzynski challenges Callahan up top, and Callahan follows her up, falls behind in the count. We're in the bottom of the first. Jess Maslin is at second after batting in the Port's first run. It's 2 out. Charlize Callahan is at the plate. The Eagles lead 7-1. Good mix by Trzynski there. Callahan disciplined enough to stay off of it.
We've been going for about half an hour, and this is still...
Bottom of the first.
It's going to be a long
We
night.
might be here for a while.
What time's the babysitter booked to? Trzynski throws a rocket,
Wow.
and even shortstop's asking the question there, as we see it on the CMAX replay and judge for ourselves. Okay.
Maybe a bit inside.
I'm not going to judge it
Can't
from
see
that
from
one.
there.
I think that's Brandon having some fun with us, and that's okay. We'll let him do that. Callahan not going to get a second chance, and so Hands meets it out in front. Good piece of the ball, but it's foul as it's hit the fence hard. Full count here. Yeah, it does feel like a really long innings.
It is. It is a long innings.
I don't know of a qualifying final where I've seen a sevener at the start.
No.
That's,
Not that I can remember.
up the middle, which is Callahan's MO. Maslin will go on to score. Marchant comes up throwing. Callahan makes it to first, and she's batted in another run in a big final. Charlize Callahan, the superstar from the Magpies, bringing up run number 2. So the Magpies, as you can see here in the CMAX replay, are fighting this one out.
But they're being very patient, aren't they? They're not rushing. They're picking the right pitches. Look at that good contact there. Right through the middle, Steph's legs.
Well, that's the beauty of finals. You have time.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like we said, we're 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
But we've got 6 innings
Still to go. That's right.
Gemma Letton, the smiling assassin, the Riverland Roadrunner, all of Lee's favourite catchphrases, one of his best players. Been batting 2 in the number 2 spot a lot this season. Finds herself at number 6 here. Nash obviously played in the Stars. Had a great season. Plays at centre field. Has tremendous range and awesome speed. She finds herself here facing Trzynski with a runner on.
Yeah, Riverland Roadrunner isn't just a nice alliteration, it's true. She's very speedy, so I think getting her on the base paths now, especially if she can put Charlize around a bit, get that speed on, and then we've got, Montana up next.
Yeah, Edwards and Smith to follow, and then a 300 Engler at the base that. So good pitching there and good calling by Hood for the Eagles battery. So Letton, who's aggressive here, she's behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trzynski then challenges her up, but Letton's good enough to foul it off and stay alive. Digs this one out, and Burridge goes over and makes the play. But the Magpies have shown that they're here for the fight. They've picked up themselves 2 runs in the first innings, and after 6 outs, we're 7-2 in the qualifying final. Can't believe I just said that.
It's just crazy.
Thoughts, girls?
Bring on innings 2, I say. Let's go. See what happens here.
How often do you see it, though, Coles, that what will happen is that they'll blow a team out in the first innings or something like that, and then they'll be put to bed for the next 4 or 5.
Yes, exactly.
So the question is, can Engler jump back in here with Golden, tie up a very patient and quality hitting side in the Eagles, and then just use, as Gemma's been saying, it's not a race. This is a battle of attrition, and just pick up a couple of runs each innings over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that attrition race becomes right at the end of the game when it matters. And Gemma's just experienced that firsthand when, that game in the 6th looked completely different than it did in the 5th.
Oh.
And then the game went into the 7th and it just looked different again. And it was like, what is going on out there?
That I don't know if I've recovered, honestly. I don't know if I'm ready to comment yet. It's just, what a roller coaster.
Mr. and Mrs. Cochran, we have fed her. We got her food and we've got her some drinks. So she is hydrated. So
I'm very well looked after today.
So leading us off for the top of the second, for the second time, it's Danny Backside. Off pace, up in the zone.
Yeah, West Torrens here will just want to keep the pressure on Port. They want to try and get, a couple of runners on here and see what damage they can do. They won't want to let up. Port, as you said, Port are going to come back. They are. There's no doubt there. So they will want to keep the pressure on the batting box here at the moment.
We were talking about that outside edge. If you keep throwing it, eventually it's going to come into fashion. And that's the first indication of a ball on the outside that's actually got a reward. Let's see if they stick with it. And then it goes away again. So it looked like it was in the same spot. Pretty close. So Backside, 2 balls, 1 strike, leading off the top of the second for the Eagles, leading 7-2 over the Magpies. Goes in the other way and Backside commits to hit and fouls it off over the first base side.
Just dropped that back shoulder and those hands on that one. Didn't keep them up strong. Go through the ball.
Almost looks like she was a bit out in front of it.
Yeah. Oh, good pitch. Good pitch.
And you could see that Engler wasn't even interested in what anybody thought of it, because she knew that she had just picked herself up a lead-off strikeout. I
don't think Baskai liked that call very much.
She's got a very good zone too, Danny Backside, but look, it is what it is.
She liked it enough to start going for it though, so.
Jess has just called the infield together, give him a rev up, keep going. That's a good out. We've got to keep going here, got to get the second one.
Actually, Kylie, the last time I actually saw a pitcher do that just quietly, I reckon was you. the arrogance. Anyway, so Emma Burridge, who had a great first at-bat with a smashed ball to right field that scored a run.
You've got to fake it till you make it, so...
Burridge was on fire on Wednesday also, had an in-the-park home run.
Yes. In
a very, more centre right, but always the right side.
Yeah, she went down the line, this one.
Yeah.
She's got an off-speed pitch there right through the middle, so this is that test when you see on the scoreboard some numbers and you start to wonder, well, do I have to stick with it? Marcelino just drops to her knees and takes a line drive. And as you can see, there is no genuine fear out there. Magpies believing 100% this game is still on, because it is. It's only the top of the second.
Just said about her hitting right side and she had to go and hit left, but...
Always happens.
Looks like this innings, well, I mean, we'll see what Sophie does here, but...
She gets jammed.
Oh. Yes, it was
foul ball.
Just.
Well, I was going to say, it looks like they've come out not as aggressive this innings, and then Sophie's hit the first pitch. So I don't think I'm going to say...
No. In your defence, Sophie's normally in a hurry. I don't know if it's a golf membership that she's got locally and she's got, the back 9 to hit or something. She's always pretty keen to get things moving. She's... that being said, as she fouls us one up, as Golden takes the catch, and instead of a first innings where we had 12 batters, in the second innings we've had 3 batters.
And that's the thing. Anything can happen. 7 runs in the first, none in the second.
Yeah.
There's still 5 more.
But we couldn't really see a difference in approach. Like, I mean, as I said, Sophie Hall, when you're as talented as Sophie Hall, there's a reason why you can go for a first pitch. Now, from a coaching perspective, sure, if Burridge and Backside have, not been out there very long, you want to give your battery a chance to rest, you take a few pitches. But in that particular case, Backside gone to 5 pitches. So, there was it was what it was. I mean, it's a final. You want to sort of try and find some momentum. And, you know, her first at bat wasn't bad by any stretch. So, yeah, it's tough. But just as interesting as the momentum change from the first innings, we now find ourselves what Port does. We've got Coach Lucas talking to Blue Fairley at the moment. So this will be interesting to see what this discussion's about. They're in the middle of their line as Montana Edwards, the second base, McKenna Smith, and then Liz Engler are the three batters. So Edwards has already taken a great catch in the first, and Liz Engler has had a great season with the bat. Batting at 9, has come up with some great numbers for the team, especially when you look at the top-heavy part of their power hitting lineup coming through. But here's Montana Edwards.
Montana Edwards is also a power hitter. I played with her at Glenelg, and she had a couple of years off and has come back to Port, so it's so good to see her back out. But she can hit the ball hard.
She's batting 283 on the season, which is that number normally gets you another contract. So out over to the 6-5 hole, and Kaysler can't get down to get it. And it's a great piece of batting, and Edwards finds herself a long way over first base, trying to draw a throw, as we see here on the replay.
Yeah, Port will be very happy to have their lead-off runner on here.
Kaysler maybe was up the middle
She was a bit, yes.
Yeah, and she's just almost got to it, just gone through, and then the aggression from Montana there.
First base, McKenna Smith comes to the plate. Shows bunt, but draws her hands back. And she's still holding that position too, Lana. So whether or not, oh no, she's now moved back out to a bit of more of a traditional spot. Harris has come in a little though. She's significantly shallower. And
no, I thought she was going to throw it then.
So Smith misses the bunt, and Hood takes the ball on the up and was already ready to throw as Edwards continues to try and draw some action out her way over there at first. And chases up high. For the first out of the innings, bringing to the plate the pitcher, number 9, Liz Engler.
300 for your 9 hit is not bad.
You would, yeah, you would extend a contract on that as well. Yep.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I think the impressive thing there too, you know, 5 runs, 7 RBIs. So she's chipped in and done those bits and pieces that she's needed to do, because when you look at who's on deck, it's an important player to have on base. I mean, she's a tall athlete as well, so, you know, obviously she's got a big strike zone because of the fact of, you know, being tall. That's just the nature of it. So, but she's got a good eye. She's got a runner at first here. It's 1 out in the bottom of the second. Gets jammed here by Trzynski. Takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It almost looked like it was starting to come back.
I was wondering if they just left it, maybe it would have come back in. But yeah. I think about a month ago I was watching Liz bat. I think she put one over the fence, so she can do it.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
It was a bomb too, so holds her hands back here. This will be asked. Damien McCauley says no, she didn't break the plane, so she lives again.
It was close.
It was close, but it was a good check.
Yes.
Oh, no, she's right. She's just held it right on the spot.
Hard to do.
Very
hard to do.
When somebody's throwing a ball at 100 k's an hour, yeah, it's not great fun,
No.
I would imagine. So
you don't have much time to think. let alone stop once you've almost made a decision.
Well, Steph just threw the exact same pitch, and England did exactly the same thing, except this time she didn't even get to that part of the plane. So. Makes the count fall. Edwards, ball loose. She's going to turn and look. But the Magpies get their first genuine look at an opportunity where Golden, the superstar, comes to the plate. She's now got runners at 1 and 2 and 1 out.
Yeah, there's a bit of a danger zone here, I think. Jess can get onto one.
Clearly my predictions haven't been good, but are we playing the short game here or are we hitting?
In this particular instance, with Golden's speed, you would always suggest that there's a chance, but I would be saying with Jess Neves behind, as much as I rate her as a contact hitter versus Steph Trzynski, in the old days of Linda Martin, it would be the trigger for me for Golden and go the distance.
Looks like Ben agrees. Swung away.
Well, I mean, for a guy that's down 7-0 and he's already run 2 hit-and-run signals in his first innings, suggests that he's not going to just let this thing slide. So
7-2.
So 7-2. I was going to say 7-2.
7-2. I'm sorry.
Coming back.
I'm sorry, but he's already used 2 hit-and-runs in down 7-0 when he started. So Amber Hood just leaving the ball there a little bit longer for the zone to sort of make its way there.
The advantage is there, like Jess knows the strike zone. She knows what the umpire's calling, so she knew with confidence she didn't need to swing at that one.
Well, he'd suggest that Trzynski would be keeping the ball away from those power zones, but Golden can basically hit it from anywhere. And at the moment, they're challenging the letters a lot. Up on the uniform.
They're not going to throw anything fat because it'll go.
No,
so.
But the danger of throwing the ball on the up, you lift, and these girls can
put it over.
Yeah. And strike called on the outside edge.
Two count.
Change of pace, comes off the glove. What fielding by Harris oh wow, there's nothing England can do there. This is a CMAX replay. Mark this down, Brandon. We're going to have to see this again. This was quality. And ball comes off. I think it's just tipped the glove, but Harris stays low, times the throw perfectly. Kaysler's there, and England didn't have a chance. And 1-3 split, but it's now 2 out. Thompson comes in for the catcher, and Neves finds herself at the plate with a runner at 3. Big swing by Jess, aggressive. High. All right, ladies, come on. We're in the bottom of the second here. I know you're having a great time, but you're both watching this game like a fan. Let's help those people out at home.
It's hard not to.
It's quality.
It's so hard not to.
I'm going to take your phone away from you in a minute, Kylie. Inside and low. Thompson hasn't tested the arm of Hood here in a 2-out situation, obviously because of Edwards over at 3rd. But Marcelino on deck. Neves can just get herself on.
I mean, Thompson is so quick, but you don't want to be giving anything up here.
Ball fouled off and over the back of the grandstand. And you can see, obviously, how important it is now with that count 2-2. Neves knows it. Just got to put the ball in play.
Found myself hitting 9 today, which meant I was pitcher speed up.
Yeah.
Which is not as handy as having Zoe Thompson on.
You had a good shot at centre field. You had a good shot to centre field today. We all saw that. So
Couldn't buy a gap today, though, so that's all right.
Good quality at bat here from Jess Nevers. Sticking it out. 2-2, I think it is, yes?
Yeah, 2-2. 2-2, bottom of the 2, 2 out.
All twos.
Trzynski goes up in the zone, and it's good enough for Blue. And the Magpies get out, the Eagles get out of an opportunity to get some of those runs back here.
CMAX replay. Jess wasn't happy with that one.
No, but if it's close enough to be called, it's close enough to be hit. So
That's it.
All right, Kylie. It's we're going into the top of the third. You've spent the last 20 minutes on the phone.
Yeah,
all
right.
right.
Just having a look to see who was on.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, share it with us because Gemma and I are carrying the load here.
I was just having a look. Michelle Bonner's online, Karen's watching, Bill's watching, Stacey's watching, Jade, Brianne, Annie, Laura, Kia, Michael, Nicole. I could keep going, but yeah, it's great to see so many people watching the game.
Well, I've just got a message from the producer, Brandon, says put your phone on silent for one. Because we can hear it all. So, all right, Magpies here. Top of the third. Trzynski's going to lead it off. It's 7-2. So after a very interesting first innings where the Eagles just jumped out and the Magpies got a couple back. And the innings two, Port threatened. West Torrens were able to hold. Crowds starting to come alive.
As you said, we started a little late, but we've just hit 8 o'clock. So we're nearly an hour in, and we're in the top of the third.
I'm just trying to think of any of these players that might have played in other grades or games earlier today. I mean, Lord may have played earlier. She did.
Yes.
So Thompson maybe in Ports. So there'll be a couple of players maybe that have are having a very long day. And it's been humid down here at West Beach. Not super hot, but it's been uncomfortable enough to.
I'd probably argue that with you being out on the field.
Was it hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. You heard it first from somebody that was actually out on the field. As Trzynski goes inside out, Letton, there is no way that she can get that. But what an amazing effort. Full dive in front of the Bob Burns side as Trzynski just goes bang as the Eagles continue to hit.
I think Letton threw that in off her knees too.
Yeah,
she only just missed it, but she stopped it.
That is an amazing
off
effort.
Her knees.
Running to the fence.
It bounced back at her.
Yeah.
Which was perfect for her.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
If it hadn't, I think we would have seen Steph at 3 for sure.
So Eagles now have Trzynski at 2. Tara Lord comes to the plate. She was the first strikeout for Liz in the second innings.
Tara played the B grade prelim today as well.
Misses on that outside. Trzynski jumps back as Edwards keeps her honest there at second. Hits it hard up the middle. Marcelina stays low.
Ooh, there you go.
Wow.
What an amazing play. Looks like
To have the foresight to know that the runner's going in front of her and to make that play, that was awesome. Look at that.
CMAX replay here. Marcelino just not only protects the ball, comes up and turns, and then her release is just so fast.
I think we're having some words about some supporters down the third base line there.
Right, okay.
If we can see Steph slide on this one, it looks like her arm just about came off her. Yeah, look at that. Her arm is bent backwards.
Not how you want an arm to go.
No. Yeah, wow. Great slide to try to avoid that tag, but what an amazing heads-up play.
as Marchant comes up swinging on the first pitch. So, yeah, a bit of action, but look, let's go back to the point that let's take nothing away from Marcelino. That is amazing play.
Incredible play.
Where she has, you know, like as Kylie said, just the ability to see that play unfold in front of her and react.
And at 7-2, getting that lead runner is huge.
It was all in her feet. And her feet were absolutely pivoting around to make the play. If she hadn't have done that, she wouldn't have got her. That was just awesome to watch.
Callahan in a great spot, ready to take her and make that tag as well.
Swings over this one. Callahan gets a terrible hop, knocks it down with her throwing hand, and the Eagles have runners at 1 and 2.
So I mean, West Torrens are just going to keep going. They're not going to stop.
It's a second one for Marshink that has slipped through. We had that one to Montana before, and then, I mean, good shot to Callahan, but that bounce.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, who would field at third?
This one not my preferred.
Yeah, no. Jordan Harris is having a busy night. Hard shot down the third baseline. Then she's gone with a single, and here she is. Drops her shoulder in this one. Maslin, it's up in the air, forever out at left field. Lord comes off the base at second, but goes back tagging up after a good catch by...
That's some really good base running by Tara Lord there. You see her tag up, and then once she's made that catch, she's taken a few hard steps off the base. And that, for a junior, is such perfect running. Amazing. That's exactly what you do in that situation. You're trying to draw that throw.
Exactly. You're trying to draw the throw.
Absolutely perfect.
Because it could be an error.
Exactly.
Which means she still has another opportunity to get on base, get to the next base.
High and out of the zone. Eagles 2 out. They have runners at 1 and 2. Top of the third. Amber Hood at the plate. Went down looking in her last at bat after hitting a great single in her first out to right field.
We spoke about Amber and at the start of the game and her ability in the box. She can pick a walk. She's got such good pitch selection, and she can pick a walk. She can hit the ball hard. She can hit the ball short. She's one of those all-rounders.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's 3-1 now. So hitters count, but also she's very selective.
Yeah. Runners on too, so should be wanting to do the right thing by them. Good pitch by Engler. Takes it a little bit off the pace, and she chops down on it over to right field, over the first base bench for a foul ball.
With Kaysler coming up next, you're not going to want to be walking her in this situation. No. So I think this is going to be a tough battle.
And Hood wins it and loads the bases, and you're 100% spot on. This is a big moment in the game, because if Kaysler does what Kaysler's done tonight already, then this could be anything. And it's 2 out too, so those base runners are going to be nice and aggressive. You've got 2 of the fastest out there in Hood and...
Well, we've just had Harris come on for Hood.
Yes.
Another handy speed up runner. Yeah. Everyone was making some cruel jokes in my my direction. Said, "Oh, speed up the game, I guess, by getting Sydney off." But that's about all we're speeding up. So
yeah, that's.
I'll take it. It's fair.
That's not very kind. So Kaysler very watchful so far in this at bat, and 2 of the 3 pitches that Golden have called have all been off pace. So you sense the message is, all right, if she's just going to keep smashing us to the fence, let's at least make her work for it.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing. How many pitches can you throw like that, Kylie, though, to the same batter before it becomes too obvious?
Well, you don't throw them all in a row. So I would go outside the strike zone on this one, and then come back and maybe try again.
Another one that was off pace. This one, Marcelino goes back to left field, takes it above her head, and the Eagles threaten with bases loaded and 2 out here in the top of the third. But Marcelino puts a stop to that as Kaysler flies out to the shortstop. And Coach Lucas here has pulled his charges out the front of the dugout, and he's not letting them in before he gets his message across. And that message will be, it's the bottom of the third, we've stopped the runs, but we've now got to score our own. Let's not leave it too late.
Absolutely. They've got to, I think, just up first. This
Marcelino,
there you go.
3-4-5.
And this is where you want it to be. Like, this is a crunch innings in this concept of the game. Marcelino really needs to show her batting prowess that she has. She's batting over 500, so we expect her to get on, I would think.
So Engler's thrown over 92% of the Magpies season. And so when you weigh up the amount of batters that she's had to face and the 119 strikeouts, so she strikes out 25% of the batters that she faces. Trzynski has pitched 47% of the Eagles season, and she strikes out 48%. So that's 1 in every 2 batters. Tonight so far, she's got 2. So the Magpies are pushing her.
Yep, this is a finals. This is a totally different ball game.
So Marcelino, who flied out to Jordan Harris at second base in her first at bat.
She's so relaxed in the box. I think she's got a chewy. She's just.
Oh, look! If you're at the peak of your powers, why would you not be?
Oh.
As she just goes, laces this ball out to right field, but Jackie Beale turns herself round and takes an amazing catch to get the lead off here on the CMAX replay.
That looks like it's sailing off the bat. When Jackie was getting in position, I was thinking, why have you not turned around? But
it's held up a bit in the wind, I think.
It's definitely held up.
Yeah.
I thought that was gone.
It is still a little bit muggy down here, so a bit humid. So, oh wow, Maslin just goes bang, and Marshank just running back to the fence as the Eagles make back-to-back defensive plays. If you don't mind, look at this tracer bullet.
That's just gone, isn't it?
Oh my gosh!
What a catch! Look at that extended arm.
She's done great fielding there. She's done the tuck. She's got there, and she's thrown her glove out.
Textbook.
Yeah, great fielding.
Callahan's already had a double tonight and an RBI up the middle.
Took a bit of pace off that one.
How does that hurt you mentally when you're down by 5, you're in a final, you're halfway through, and 2 of your best hitters have just smashed the ball and both got out? Callahan goes over the top of Hoyle at third. That's going to be another double as Backside gets the ball at left and even turns in looking to third.
Well, if you're Callahan, it doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't. Sorry.
Leave it to me.
She's picking it up. That's the thing with softball. You can hit the ball so beautifully and you get out.
Yep.
Or you can hit a bleeder
Yep.
off the end of the bat, off the handle, whatever it is, and it falls in.
So,
and as a pitcher, those ones really hurt. They hurt.
So Callahan at second. Letton comes to the plate, stays off the first pitch. Big smile as she watches that ball zip past the ears at 100 k's an hour. So two-out situation with a runner on. Can the Magpies make something of it? Letton takes a pitch on the outside edge to level the count 1-1. Edwards on deck. She's already gone to the left side before. And then Smith and Engler to follow. Chase doesn't chase up. Good discipline by...
Very good discipline.
Gets jammed by a fastball by Trzynski. And as she bounces it back to the pitcher, she's only 3 steps away from first, but she's out nonetheless, as Callahan is the one that gets on, but not before Marcelino and Maslin send shivers down the spine of saying, hey, listen, we can still hit the ball and we can still hit it very, very hard. So
those balls, either side, you know, just the tiniest touch either way, could have been completely different inning.
Well, Marshank was actually running to the MC Sportswear sign and actually was at full extension when she reached out. And Beale was just some good footwork on a ball that just seemed to just die. So, but crowd getting into it here, as I said, packed out stadium. Tickets have been sold out for months, so you couldn't get in here if you wanted to today. And so luckily you're with Spacequake Sports watching the qualifying final between the minor premiers, Port Adelaide and West Torrens, the reigning premier, in a rematch of last year. Want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au. CMAX, proud sponsors of the CMAX Premier League as we play for the Linda Martin Shield. Danny Backside, her third at bat. An interesting night for the left fielder, batting in the clean-up spot. She got hit by a 100k pitch. Then she got struck out on a pitch that I'm not entirely sure that she thought was there. Let's see what the trilogy brings for Danny.
This is the top of the 4th, and we haven't had any runs scored since the 1st.
Correct. That one just breaking at the knees. So count goes 1-1.
She got didn't like the call that she got on the last one, so I think she's probably going to come out a little aggressive now and want to get one back.
That was a good pitch there by Angler.
Pitch.
It's you could see that exactly what you were saying there, Gemma. She looked set to hit like she was going to go. This is the one. And then she's picked up that ball rotation and just knows that it's not coming as fast, and she's held. Just froze her on the spot. Now she leans out and she puts the ball past Callahan out to left field and gets herself a confidence-building single to left field after what's been a rough night for her so far. So well done to her. Lead off on.
Been some very good hitting tonight, hasn't there? The contact with the ball's been exceptional tonight.
I'm surprised we didn't have to replace the ball that Jess Maslin hit to centre field. That got absolutely traced. Emma Burridge, who's herself having a double out to right field and then a line drive to the shortstop. She's hitting the ball hard. Here she is, none out with a runner at first.
So we had some signals put on, obviously showed to bunt. So maybe Coach Mel McGee is trying to generate a couple more runs. As we said before, we haven't scored since the 1st for either team.
Burridge goes the outside, well read by Edwards, and a great piece of fielding.
She was about a step away from first base, and she has turned her body in the complete other direction and made a great throw.
You look at that. She's already broken the arc past the second base person, and Edwards has still got the confidence to turn because Marcelino's camped on the base and has already stepped away and has put a 4-foot arc over the top of the base. That's great fielding by the Magpies and Montana Edwards.
Another lead run lead runner, that they've gone for. So
And
not playing it safe, playing it safe.
Yep.
Hoyle comes to the plate, the third base for the Eagles. She also gets something off pace and flies it out. And Liz Engler says, don't worry, I've got this one.
Pitches aren't meant to field, are they?
I was just thinking of that. I would have been told, get out the way.
Yeah.
Marianne Crawford would have punched me if I didn't try.
She would have 100%. Yep, you are spot on there. It would be, what do you think you're doing?
Get out.
If you leave that circle again, love it. And Trzynski having a night out, hits the Bob Burns sign again. This time, Burridge is going to go on to score. Trzynski's going to have another double as she now goes single, double, double for the night in the number 7 spot.
And now she gets a runner, job done.
Yeah.
On the
off the cut.
replay,
Yeah.
same exact spot.
Do like that rule though. Wish I had it back in
I
my
was
day.
about to say, yeah.
That was a good piece of the ball there. Good running as well.
Forage from first.
Yes.
So speedy.
Always going to get there.
And the dangerous Tara Lord comes to the plate with a runner at 2 and 2 out.
Who's this runner that we've had come on? Number 96.
Holt? Is that Holt?
It might be, Caitlin Holt?
I can't see out of my glasses. They're all fogged up.
They're going to go with Caitlin Holt.
I think it is, yes.
So, Tara Lord, 2 out here. The Eagles have just put another run on. We're in the top of the 4th. Runner at 2. 2 out. Swings over the top of that one.
She's had a big day today. She's already played B grade finals. Now this very long game.
Oh, yeah, I think we're going to be here a while
Yeah, a
tonight.
bit longer tonight,
Yeah.
yes.
We're, what, an hour 20 in. So normally we're almost done.
In your game, they were just warming up. But Engler to Lord. Below the knees. Lord, tall athlete, stays off it. And picks herself a good walk.
Kept her hands back there quite nicely there.
Brings up Alicia Marshink.
Straight off of her heroics at Centrefield. Had a hard shot through the third base side last time. This time she's decided to go hard onto herself with ball batted into the feet. She gets set again. Just got the feeling at the moment there's a little lull here where something's going to happen one way or the other. I just get that sense. It's the Eagles have continued to threaten. They did this last time, but the Magpies also loaded up. So you just get the sense there's a big play coming that's going to dictate the outcome of this game. So the Magpies, to their credit, have not changed their body language whatsoever. They are in this all the way, but a great defensive fielding effort by the Eagles so far. Oh, Marshink turns and sort of swings on that one. The question's going to get asked. Blue McCauley says, no, she didn't.
Yeah, the fall over swing would be rough to get called as your third strike. So.
Yeah. Marshink goes in the spot. The runner's going to go on. Holt's going to score. Lord's going to put pressure on. But the respect for Marcelino's arm, McGee holds them up.
Another nice piece of the ball. As I said, the ball's just getting belted today.
So your number 9 just comes up and puts the ball over to centre left with a couple of runners on. Does the job.
Last time we saw these teams play each other, there was a lot of really good hitting as well. So definitely something that we were expecting again today.
Off pace, but Harris still rolls her hands over it and picks herself up a 2-run RBI for her trouble as she goes on to score both Holt and Marshink as she just sets her hands back. And I'm going to take credit for all of it because I said a couple of minutes ago, I just got the sense something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And we've just had 4 runs put on.
Harris does not like to hang around in the box, does she? I think she's let one pitch past her all game.
She's at the same membership golf club of Sophie Hall. They're just in a rush all the time.
Yeah.
Amber Hood comes to the plate. This is all happening very quick now. But
this is what, their fifth time through, 6th time through.
That's crazy.
Running out of paper there.
Yeah.
Looks like a 16-week golden retriever's written all over this, the way I'm going. So plenty happening, but the Eagles have jumped out to an 11-2 lead, and this actually starts to change the game in a completely different way, because now we start talking about run rules and innings, which would be crazy between 1 and 2. I mean, they've played each other 4 times. Port beat West Torrens 4-1. Port beat West Torrens 5-0. West Torrens beat Port 5-4. Port beat West Torrens 5-3. That's the 4 games this year. Harris goes. Marcelino there. And the helmet goes flying. Harris looks like she's okay. Yep, she comes up. I'm good.
Looked like when watching, it looked like she almost had her on the back, but obviously not, because she's gone back again and tried to tag again. But Harris and that slide, signature slide for Jordan Harris.
Yep.
If she had have slid straight in, she would have been gone.
Courage personified. Here we go. It's Amber Hood swinging over to Marcelino, stays low, comes up, and like a baseball pitcher who's starting the game, throws a genuine rocket across the diamond to Smith and retires the Eagles. But the Eagles continue to push. Doesn't matter. They've added another 4. And now they change the fabric of this game. How good is it to watch Brie Marcelino field in the Premier League? It's insane.
Amber's quick runner as well. So she's got over to the ball, gotten down to the ball, got up and made the throw.
All before
Amber got there.
Yeah.
So 11-2 in the 4th. So
what is the rules? If we're
so basically next innings, if it's more than 7, it'll be an early night, which I would have never predicted. So it's very important for the Magpies to at least put a couple on and make sure that they take that 7-run differential and make it at least 6 or less in the 5th. Otherwise, it's game over, which means they've only got 6 outs when you think of it like that. So,
the Magpies, yes, let's just say they don't win this tonight, they have another game against a certain
Hey, watch what you say.
See you on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So they do have another chance. They will learn a lot from this, and I'm sure it won't happen again, because the reverse happened like a week ago or so. So, yes, they might not have had a great night tonight, but I'm sure it won't repeat.
I've got a very interesting stat for you, Kylie, that's going to blow your mind on what you've just said.
All right.
Second base, Montana Edwards is going to kick us off here in the bottom of the 4th as the Magpies are chasing the Eagles 11-2. The side that's lost this game hasn't gone on to play in the final for the past 5 seasons.
Wow.
Let's make it 6. No, that might be rough to say.
So I'm just saying the side that goes, it's going back and facing the side on the up is dangerous.
Oh, it's such a hard thing to do. You're coming in defeated, and the other team is coming in on such a high. I mean, we're on such a high.
Yeah.
So it's a tough game, but anything can happen in these games, which we've seen in our game and in this game. You just don't know until the end of that 7th inning or onwards.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. I know we're 11-2, but we're bottom 4. So, as long as the Magpies can stay in this and get some runs, it's not over.
No. A couple of big swings there from Edwards. That second pitch that second strike inside from Trzynski was a genuine thunderbolt, and she gets Edwards up in the zone, bringing McKenna Smith, who struck out in her first at bat.
Steph would be a lot more relaxed this innings than probably even at the start of the game, even with 7 runs. She's got 11 runs behind her. She's got a field that is backing her up magnificently tonight. She said 6 more outs, 5 more outs now, I think it is. She would be throwing rockets right now. Yeah,
well, if she's not relaxed with a 9-run lead in a qualifying final in the 4th, then she's never going to be relaxed. So you're spot on though, Coles, in that sense, and it's going to be interesting to see how this thing finishes up, because, as I said, the Magpies themselves, Smith now, Engler, and then you're at the top of the line in the 5th innings, and if they don't get it done then, remembering that Marcelino and Maslin effectively needed the balls to be changed. They got hit that hard. Golden's always a threat. And, you know, Callahan's hit 2 doubles for her night's worth of work. So if they get to that next part, it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing plays out. What that last innings has done, it's just taken away the Magpies. It's just taken away the time that they've got. Like they've got to do it now. They can't wait.
Yes.
They can't just keep chipping away. They
Yeah.
need to make something happen, and they need to make it happen pretty much straight away. Smith shows bunt here, and Lyons drives it back to the pitcher. Good piece of the ball by McKenna Smith. So sometimes it's just not your night. You can't do anything about it. The ball just goes there. But take nothing away from the Eagles so far. Defensively, they've been outstanding. Port, though, have just kept on coming, which has been great to see, and what you would expect in a qualifying final, 1v2. Engler's first at bat was a walk. She's at 2 out here. Golden on deck. Trzynski off pace on the outside edge. Amberhood just doing some stretching from a tired part of the game.
I think Amber thought that one was definitely going to be called, but it wasn't.
I was saying she was just stretching. As goes in again on the hands with that fastball of Trzynski's.
That pitch at the hands makes me feel a little bit nervous.
Yes. And I thought my joke about the fact that the ring was so big that was the injury was great, right up until you said it was the other hand. So I'll wear it. I'll take it.
We can pretend.
Yeah. Angler 1-1 and gets the ball on the outside and looks back at the umpire. This time, I mean, at this stage of a game, when the score's like that, the intent should be walking to the plate and hit. And Engler goes down looking, and 3 up, 3 down for Trzynski, who by her own numbers, strikeout-wise, is having a quiet night. The reason that she's likely to get the votes tonight is because every time she's gone to the plate, she's massacred the ball. So, but so's Callahan.
I was going to say, there's a few.
Yeah, and then, you know, Kaysler's big shot. Burridge has looked great every time she's been at the plate. But, you know, even Marshank's shot there. And don't forget that Harris has picked herself up a couple of singles and RBI and a couple of runs scored as well. So it's been a great team performance so far by the Eagles. But a very, very interesting 5th innings if you want to get settled as we go into this last part of the game. If you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log on to cmax.com.au, proud sponsors of the CMAX Premier League as we play for the Linda Martin Shield. Tomorrow night, ASA Awards Night at Club Marion, 5:30 kickoff. We get to see who is going to be given the Kath Corral Medal, the best and fairest in our softball league. And some new awards. We have the Laurie Brown Best Pitcher and the Mel McGee, as she walks past us just here on camera, the Best Hitter Award as well. The Rookie of the Year will also be named, the Bell White Medal. We've also got some other awards there, plus the B grade, C grade and D grade medals also going to be awarded. Some recognition for the volunteers, and the umpires are also. And there's a couple of surprises. So make sure you dress up. It's going to be fancy. There's going to be some very, very cool photos taken. 5:30 Club Marion tomorrow night. Engler to Kaysler in the top of the 5th. Eagles 11, Magpies 2.
I feel like we're missing a commentary award.
Who do you think would get it?
There's too much ego in the commentary ranks.
I think producer Brandon just gave me a look of, what about producer award?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got that wound up easy.
Oh, producer Brandon, he goes all right. So, oh, no, he's laughing. There we go. Kaysler here showing bunt as she so often does after she falls behind in the count, with no intention of that as she puts it out to the thousands and thousands that are massed down the left field line into the stands, which you can see going off into the night sky. Golden's walked out to her pitcher, and just, again, lots of positive reinforcements here.
Yeah. Fantastic to see Jess going out there.
That's why she's a genuine superstar. That's why she's a Kath Coral medalist.
Yeah. She's had a tough night, like batting as well. It hasn't been her night tonight. So Jess is doing a fantastic job and keeping her going.
Kaysler over to Marcelino at shortstop. Terrible bounce. Not that that bothers Marcelino. She just...
just reads the ball so well, doesn't she? And she's got that arm.
She's in the matrix out there at shortstop.
On the CMAX replay, it comes up right at her, but beautifully handled. Danny Baskai up to the plate.
So Danny's interesting night has been a hit by pitch. Then it was a strikeout that she might not have thought was, and then she picked herself up a single to left field. So her fourth at bat for the evening, and Engler gets her away.
Yeah, good pitch.
Well, that's the thing about Liz, like watching her pitch tonight, the only thing I'll say about what I've seen of her tonight, she hasn't looked like she's thrown as fast as what she has been recently. But whether or not that's a ploy, as this ball gets line driven over the top of Edwards at second base, who at full extension couldn't bring it down. It goes out to centre right. McKenna Smith just showing that's how much she missed by, mate, as Neves there just to back her up. Gets the ball in, and backside goes 2-4 for the night.
The finals are a bit of a different game plan in the fact that she knows she's pitching likely, unless they bring in somebody else, 7 innings. Where at an hour and a half in, she's in halfway through the 5th. She's still got the rest of this and another 2 innings to pitch.
Yeah. Burridge just continues to hit the ball like she's at a driving range. It's insane. This one is a 200-foot shot to centre field as the smiling assassin Gemma Letton happily accepts the catch.
Danny just ran that really well there too. We're talking about base running. She's gone halfway because she knows if I go halfway, I've only got halfway to get there if she drops the ball. And I've also got plenty of time to get back to the first base. So that was really good base running as well.
Sophie Hoyle takes a first pitch strike. Steph Trzynski, who's looking to add to her 3-for-3 night, is on deck.
We do have the Magpies circling up above the field.
Just saw that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't think like obviously she's been ambushed by West Torrens. They've had a great game plan and they've executed it perfectly. But you know, I've seen her throw harder than this, and so whether or not it was a deliberate thing that just to offset the West Torrens power hitters, that they were going to mix the pace up, I don't know. You know, but maybe, as I said, look, sometimes it's just not your night. They're minor premiers. They deserve the opportunity to go around again, and they're going to get that. Hoyle, this one's going to fall in front of Letton, and that might be an example for some of the type of night that they're having. Hoyle, who's looked dangerous at the plate most of the night, without really clearing her hands, and she picks herself up a single to centre field.
And that's dropped in just in front of Gemma Letton.
Yeah.
She's given it her all to get to that, but that's what we talk about with, you know, Jess has hit before.
And look at the field here for Trzynski, and this one, Marcelino, you are insane. So just to quickly tell you what was going on there, it all happened so quick. I was just pointing out to Gem that all of the outfielders, as Trzynski came to the plate on her 3-4, were all on the fence.
Yep.
Right, they're all right back. And then Marcelino from just behind the line at shortstop basically goes to where left field normally would be.
Marcelino was not deep either.
Yeah,
she wasn't deep.
So she's got no right to go and get that, but she does.
That's a great read of the ball and a great hustle. You can see Jess was just in behind her as well. So a great effort from them both, and also great communication.
Absolutely.
Because that can go so badly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we find ourselves here as we move now into the bottom of the 5th. So this is 11-2, so this is the game right here. Eagles need 3 out with no addition to the score. But at 11-2, that run differential of 9 will be enough if the Magpies can't score 2, they will find themselves waiting for their next opponent next Saturday night for the Linda Martin Shield and the grand final of the CMAX Premier League. And the other team will be on their way to a Wednesday night do-or-die contest against a very, very upbeat and fired-up Glenelg Rebels, who today played in one of the best finals that has been out for some time. A back-and-forth game with great hitting, great fielding, great courage by all involved. Went the extra innings, and the Rebels came out on top. Jess Golden, top of the line for the Magpies. They need 3 to make this thing go around another innings.
Do you go running bunt again?
If it gets you on base at the moment, you take anything.
Yes.
The run's more important than how good the shot looks. Trzynski,
Just need her on. We just need her on base.
Yeah, yeah.
Trzynski's first 2 pitches, though, not interested in giving her anything to do anything with.
Yeah,
so.
wouldn't.
I mean, like we've said though, this lineup does not let up. So you don't give her anything, she gets on. Then what? you gotta do the same and battle every member of this lineup. And it's not an easy battle. It does not let up.
No, and that was a big swing there by Golden. Port's bench is all up on the fence, making some noise. So they realise the situation they're currently in. So they're going for it. 2 balls, 1 strike, bottom of the 5th. And Golden over the top of the plate. Trzynski just in front of her on pace as this one fouls out over the third base line. Backside for a left-hander, very deep at left field. Marshenk paying the same respect there at centre. Off pace, ball, Burridge knocks it down. Would have been a single if it got past her anyway, even though Beale was on her way in. Good base running by Golden, and the Magpies get what they want, and that's a base running.
Next replay, yeah, Emma's just knocked that one off the end of her glove. Jess is so quick as well, though. You know, you've got to get Harris get across. You've got to get Emma to set her feet and get that throw. I think even if Emma had have got that cleanly, it would have been close.
Yeah.
Jess Neves here. And you can see by that intent right there with the swing of the bat, they're not engineering for 1, they're going for 3. Port not stopping fighting here.
Had a signal put on there. Wonder if we're going to see maybe Jess test. No, foul.
As that ball went foul, you can see Golden as she came off the line, she threw her head back. I think that was good softball around. I think Trzynski jammed her, knowing that there was probably an opportunity that she wasn't going to swing. So put it on the body.
Don't have much choice.
Yep. Now wanting to burn the out, and swings away again, fouls it off. Good contact batting by Neves, staying in as she falls behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Steph will just want to throw a good corner here. Nothing too fat. Make her chase it.
Well, she's ahead in the count here, but Neves is a fighter here. And she's put this ball into play. Burridge, great field by Burridge. If you see that ball on the CMAX replay, which we will in a sec, there was a hop and then it just dropped on her, and she was good enough to get her feet down. Great fielding by the first base for the Eagles. You can just see here, and then it just kicks and just falls down low, and she stays low. Golden gets to second. Marcelino at the plate.
It's good hitting by Jess, you know, behind the runner, advancing, and puts her a runner in scoring. Oh, she's gone. Oh, off the bat.
This will be interesting.
Oh my gosh.
This will be interesting.
A bit to unpack there on the replay.
Yeah, Marcelino didn't move.
No, she didn't.
So that's
I've seen a lot of good softball in this game. The not moving, perfect.
Yeah.
Again. Here we go.
So for those at home there, unfortunately for the catcher, she needs to step out from behind that because Marcelino's got right away in the box there. So anyway, Base is now empty, one out. And absolute thunderbolt from Trzynski as it goes slap into the glove here. Difficult to hear over the thousands that are here tonight. So
see that on the CMAX replay again, just into the bat. Jess has got up and gotten onto that as quick as she can. You see the height difference between Hood and Marcelino. That was never going over her. You know?
Hard ball hit over to second base. Harris knocks it down.
Yeah, she just wasn't too sure how to read that one. She didn't really commit forward or back, so she got caught out there.
First time Marcelino has reached.
CMAX replay again here.
Just an awkward bounce, whether to go attack it or to stay back.
So, big chance here for the Magpies. Callahan to follow, who's had 2 doubles from her 2 at-bats. You've got the athlete Marcelino at first, and then you've got the power hitter, Jess Maslin at the plate. The Magpies are going to do something. Needs to be now.
Maslin's clutch as well.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be having a big swing here. She's just so powerful.
Yeah. I love the body language too. Like all the pressure in the world at the moment's right on her.
Yeah.
And you can just see
she's having a chat.
So
she's
cool.
up for it. She's ready to go. Facing Steph Trzynski.
You see centre left field giving her that respect. They're quite deep.
Yeah, when you've got 8 to play with, you can probably afford to take the risk. So, but that being said, you know, this is the part of the lineup that's going to get it done. Eagles 2 out away from a grand final appearance. Hood steps up out on the outside as Marcelino comes off the back of the bag, trying to draw some play.
Well, they needed 3 this inning. They've got 1, and they've only got 1 out, and they're at a great spot in their lineup. So I don't think this is over.
Maslin.
There's a call. Don't think it's over.
Hey, she's had a big day. All right, she's had a big day. So that's why do you think I said it was so important that we've got to get some decent food into her between games. Otherwise, she's going to be making all types of extravagant calls. No, I'm only kidding. Maslin in front in the count here against Trzynski. And she
I love it.
just leans back and puts the ball to the left field fence on a couple of bounces.
Technically so wrong. Just all.
Oh, that's cricket.
Look,
That's you know, you could be opening the batting for Australia if you look like that. So
she's got such good coordination and power that it didn't matter.
State women's baseballer as well.
Yes.
So Trzynski takes her on the outside as Hood slaps her hand into the glove as she sets it up.
On the CMAX replay.
Maslin goes down looking in a big spot.
Wow.
Charlie's Callahan comes to the plate, 2 out. Eagles 1 win away from a grand final berth to defend last year's premiership. The Magpies 1 out away from a turreted counter in 5 days' time against an upbeat and brave Glenelg Rebels. Callahan swings hard and away as the ball breaks out.
1 strike away.
Would not have predicted this an hour and 47 minutes ago.
Here we go.
Callahan makes contact again. Bill comes charging in. Ball spills. Marcelino's going to turn from third. Coach Lucas holds her up.
Oh my.
And Callahan makes it 3 for the night as she gets herself on to first.
What an effort from Jackie Beale. On the CMAX replay, you see her come charging in. She's gotten to the ball, but she's just missed it. But great backup all round from both Alicia and Jordan to be right there.
100%. I mean, the Eagles are also taking this opportunity for a defensive timeout as Coach Lamery comes out, moon boot and all, to have a little bit of a discussion. Big shout out tonight to Nikki Wong, one of the umpires down here in Adelaide. She has kindly and graciously been able to run the bar for us tonight to allow me and Kyles to come out and try and entertain you on the commentary and keep you up to date with what's been going on in a big game, which has had plenty happening in it. So Nikki's been in there on a Saturday night serving drinks from Bar 66. So thank you to her, and thank you for those that have been supporting the bar and canteen today. Obviously helps pay for what you're watching right now. So here we go.
I think Nikki would be busy in there tonight as well.
Yeah, I know where I'm going straight after this. Gemma Letton has looked dangerous tonight, but hasn't broken the game open. Marcelino is the run. Callahan is the one that they need to push this into a sixth. It's 2 out. Letton courageously first pitch, gets a fastball and gets after it. The Riverland Roadrunner knows no other way. I don't think we're going to see some 1-3 foolery here. I think this is literally going to be Trzynski versus Letton off the bat, and let's see how this thing plays out. Eagles 1 win away from a grand final to defend. Magpies 2 runs away from taking us into the 6th. Runners at 1 and 3, 2 out. Letton gets jammed. Kaysler comes in hard, comes up throwing. The Riverland Roadrunner has not made it, as it's a bang-bang play at first as Burridge picks the ball up low, and that's it. Time and game. The Eagles have run out winners 11-3 over the minor premier Port Adelaide Magpies. Wow.
What a game.
What a game. Game that was set up in the first innings as the Eagles came out and ambushed the Magpies with a 7-0 first innings. And whilst the Magpies got a couple of runs back, it was not enough. They generated some opportunities throughout the game, but the Eagles defense, Marshank, great catch, Bill, great effort, Burridge, great effort. I mean, they all just contributed in so many different ways. Great team performance by the Eagles.
I don't know how you pick a best player from tonight's game either. So I'm hoping that we're deferring this one to Kylie, because I don't want to pick.
I'll take this. I'm going to take this one.
Great.
Simply for the fact that against a hitting lineup like that, considering those that saw the game 2 weeks ago when Kylie said they did come out and get after Trzynski early, she had a run buffer to her credit, and that was great, but she contributed with the bat, she contributed in the field, and I think she did what she needed to do in the circle. And so Trzynski was the CMAX Clinical Player of the Night. And for those that don't believe that there are thousands and thousands there are more people here than there are at Adelaide Oval for Gold Coast Suns vs Crows. So, Kylie, what was that?
I'm still not sure. I'm still processing. It wasn't the game that I thought it was going to be. Some great hitting by both teams. You know, it wasn't Port's night tonight. West Torrens just was fantastic with the bat and supported by their field and Steph. It was just, a good softball match.
Looking forward to Wednesday, Gemma?
I'm looking forward to Wednesday. I'd would calm down for after today, and we'll go into Wednesday. We've got a few days to relax, recoup, and get out there.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll tell you what, today we've had 2 massive games. The funny thing that comes of it, Wednesday night, even bigger. The Rebels coming from 4th with all of the changes that they've had to make through the regular season with the injuries and everything else that's going on. And they get to face the minor premier for the opportunity to go through to play for the inaugural Linda Martin Shield on Saturday, March 23rd. It's massive. It is massive. So, look, it's been a really big night. I know, Gemma, you're cooked. You've had a really big day, and we thank you for entertaining us as you have. All the best for you on Wednesday night. We hope for a great game. Thank you, Kylie, for spending another 16 hours at softball on a Saturday. Thank you for your efforts today. For those at home, thank you for watching us tonight. As you can just see some great replay highlights here by producer Brandon. And so, Wednesday night, put it in your schedules right now. It's the gold standard Eric Bolnar and Mr. Softball James Harris who are going to call the big game Wednesday night. Prelim final. First place Port Magpies versus fourth place Glenelg Rebels after the 2 games today. The winner going through and facing the West Torrens Eagles, who are put themselves in the best position to defend their defend their premiership as they play off for the Linda Martin Shield. I'll see most of you tomorrow night at the ASA Awards. Otherwise, all the best. Thank you, producer Brandon. Thank you, ladies.
See you Wednesday.